Your personality is not a fixed trait. When talking about personality in social media and public discourse, you'll often hear people talk about things like personality tests, the big five, extroversion, openness, conscientiousness, agreeableness, neuroticism. And then people will say things like, I took a personality test and I found out I am an extrovert or I am an introvert. And yet the research does not support this as a real thing. Now, I'm not saying that those aren't traits that people have or that factor analysis isn't a good way to potentially describe somebody in the moment. But these are not permanent traits, meaning the personality that you sort of test at in one given moment isn't necessarily the personality you will test at a year later or a decade later. There is some stability, but younger people in particular have much more flexible personalities than someone who is much older and has had many decades to develop and sort of hone the person that they are. And even then, the numbers don't line up to what we call unity, meaning if I test somebody who is older and then test them again a year later, there is no guarantee that that personality is now fixed just because they're, say, over 70. Personality is formed by a combination of our genetics and our experiences and the specific environment in which we are doing the things we're doing. You probably find that you are more introverted in certain circumstances and more extroverted in others. That changes, for example, depending on how tired you are or which people you are spending that time with. So don't think about personality as this thing that you either are or are not, but rather as words that we can use to describe you more generally, with the flexibility for that to be different depending on the specific situation.